Welcome, greetings everyone. Welcome to the KAS 411 Midweek Inspiration, Motivation, and Educational Podcast for this particular week. And what we're doing is what you just heard is Ron Smith, a good friend of mine from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, who is now living in California. But he's here to help share some of this Black history as well as the Black Music Appreciation Month as part two of our podcast. Before we go any further, I just want to give a little bit of history on how that all started. Back in Philadelphia, PA, back in, I would say, the mid-70s, Dion Huff, Kenny Gamble, and Deanna Williams got together as music executives. And they said, you know what? So much Black history, Black music is being played. Let's select June as a month to just recognize that. And what they had done was there was a politician in Philadelphia that they got together with. They helped craft language that they took into the White House. And lo and behold, President Jimmy Carter recognized and engaged in 1979 Black Music Appreciation Month. So just let me give you a little history. So the trio got together. That was Huff, Gamble, and Deanna Williams just recently, and they talked about what was the reflection of why and what sparked the campaign and why it's still relevant 40 years later. Black Music Month started as an economical program more than anything else, Mr. Gamble said. They picked June as the time when they could concentrate on recognizing and celebrating the economic and cultural power of Black music, as well as those who made it and promoted it. The original slogan, Mr. Gamble said, was about Black music is green. Because back in the late 70s, mid 70s, all the music that was coming out by African-American artists, musicians were just selling because this is what we were doing at that particular time, listening to music when we had nothing else to do. And that made us feel a certain kind of way, joyful, happy, and on and on and on. Without further ado, Ron Smith, my good friend from Philadelphia, where we grew up together, right down the street in the same block, went to the same schools, elementary, high school. Ron, come on in, man, and tell us what you're all about here, man. That was good lead-in on your solo.
How's it going?
Good, man. So thank you so much for being here with us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
All right, now. So tell us a little bit about how you got started, when you got started, who you played with.
Well, I got started at 12 years old.
Okay.
Influenced by Wes Montgomery and
awesome.
A lot of other guitar players. Norman Harris, that played with the Sound of Philadelphia.
Okay, excellent.
Quite a few. Started at 12, just got bored one day, picked up an old guitar sitting in the corner.
Okay.
And just got going on it.
Okay, and your parents were supporting you, right? Because they would buy you a few instruments along the way, right?
Right. They would buy a few instruments here and there, and I get bored with them, throw them in the corner somewhere. I've had drums, pianos, guitars, you name it.
But horn, guitar?
I've had horns.
Really?
Yeah. But I kind of decided on the guitar. You know, Wes Montgomery just really stuck in my ears.
Okay. And Wes Montgomery is a jazz musician from back in the day, you know?
Yes, he innovated jazz guitar by playing octaves that everybody does now, you know.
Okay, talk with it, brother.
Nobody was doing it back then, you know.
That's right.
So he brought that sound. It was a new sound to everybody. And
okay.
He really changed guitar. He really changed guitar.
Okay. All right. So, all right, now you started at 12, then what happened for you, man? How did you go ahead and get into the professional entertainment industry?
From 12 years old, well, I had a good teacher. His name was Calvin Harris. And,
okay.
And I started progressing really well, you know.
Okay.
So, eventually, I think I was about 15 and I auditioned for Eddie Holman.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But he said, me and my brother auditioned. My brother plays bass.
Oh, okay.
A little bit too young just yet. So
Okay.
I didn't get that. But then by the time I graduated high school, I got a gig with a group called First Choice.
Okay. And that high school was Overbrook, right?
Brook High School. The lead singer, Rochelle Fleming and Nick Guest, they were from, Overbrook.
Right. And Will Smith.
Will Smith. Oh, there's so many other people.
That's right.
A lot of people.
So going on to First Choice, then that was a girls group, right?
Right.
From Philly.
Yeah, they kind of ushered in disco. They were, some of the front runners of disco. Because once we started doing clubs up in New York, we get up there, they play Earth, Wind, and Fire and different things. But then this disco stuff started, and they were on that. And then from there, went with Patti LaBelle.
The Patti LaBelle?
The Patti LaBelle, Miss Patti.
All right, tell us a little bit about that. Just a little bit. See where we at.
Yeah, well, Patti, I got a call that she was looking for guitar players.
Okay.
So I went down to audition.
Okay.
Didn't expect to get the gig, so that helped me relax.
Okay.
Because auditions can be nerve-wracking,
Absolutely. Now, I remember talking with you. You said that you were actually recommended for that audition. Well,
yeah, I came highly recommended.
Okay.
By another guitar player named Herb Smith.
Oh, okay. That's a big deal.
Yeah, Herb was, at that time, he was playing with Dexter Wansell.
Okay.
And so they wanted him to do the gig.
Oh, okay.
Patty's management wanted her to do the gig, but he didn't want to leave Dexter.
Right.
They called my boy Ronnie Smith. Check him out.
Okay, there you go. So you got the gig.
Well, yeah, I had to audition though. It was a bunch of guitar players. And it was some competition. I was like, when I saw certain people, I was like, oh my God, this guy's here. I know I'm not going to get it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
A lot of them got weeded out by nerves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the nerves will get you. So I was good.
There you go.
Until I realized I had the job, then all the nerves came, and I started clamming everything then.
Okay, well,
but they had heard me by then. They just laughed, we just laughed out of that.
So she had a little different style than what you were used to playing too, right?
Actually, no, because she was doing R&B.
Oh, okay. So she went back into R&B.
She did some of the LaBelle stuff, but yeah, and I had to learn how to play rock guitar.
Okay.
that was something. I mean, because when you're not used to bending strings, when you have to, oh man, it's a whole different. You're using the whole different muscles a different way.
Okay.
So it took a while to adjust to that. I'm still adjusting to it.
Okay. All right.
Like what, 45 years ago?
Watch out now. Talking about that. But let me go ahead and drop this piece of information more about Black Music Appreciation Month, because that's why we're doing this show. That's why I got Ron Smith on the program. Now, back in 2009, President Barack Obama ended up recognizing and appreciating the Black Music Appreciation Month, and he kind of put it into perspective. But it wasn't until 2016 that former President Barack Obama put together a proclamation, a presidential proclamation recognizing June as Black Music Appreciation Month. And a couple of the wordings that he put, he said, songs by African-American musicians span the whole gamut of the human experience and resonate in every corner of our nation, talking about stimulating and nourishing our souls in ways that transform real stories and real people into art. And these artists speak universal human emotion and the restlessness that stirs within each and every one of us. So that's some of the language that the proclamation talks about. You can look that up online. But before we go any further, I just want to say, KAS 411, I have a real estate educational program. And I look for sellers, buyers, investors, and junior investors. If you have any questions, there'll be a number down at the bottom of the screen. Give me a call. I'd like to answer all of your questions, which I can do that. So give me a call. This is all about the community at large and bringing in longevity, like my friend Ron Smith. We've been friends since elementary school, and the trust and gaining, you know, the staying in contact with one another and communication is very key. So I wanted that to be a big portion. So Ron, I'm gonna bring you back in, and I want to just go from Patti LaBelle on into what was the next era of music that you started doing some history with.
Okay, the next step after that was Maze featuring Frankie Beverly.
Maze featuring Frankie Beverly. Okay.
Yeah, he was looking for a guitar player.
Okay.
And so I came out here to the Bay Area, flew out
Okay.
here to play for Frankie.
Okay.
And he definitely liked what he heard. So
okay. And he's originally from Philadelphia, PA too, right?
From Philadelphia, because
Okay.
Sam Porter, who played keyboard with the band,
Right.
was around the corner from us.
That's
Sam
right.
was older, so he didn't know Little Ron, you know.
Yes, yes, yes.
But his brother and my brother were best friends.
Okay. Okay.
So Sam's brother was like another son in our household.
Okay.
Come on, he never rang the bell. He just walked in the door.
There you go. That's the way it was.
Yeah.
We knew one another. So Frankie Beverly and Maze, and then that took you to a whole nother level.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a whole nother level.
Okay.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, we just hit some of the big stages.
Big venues. Now you guys toured the world too, right?
Yeah, not all of it. Mostly like Europe and Asia, like
Okay.
Japan,
Okay.
places like that. But we didn't go too far.
Okay. Well, that was a far away of cry from Philadelphia, PA. I'll tell you that much.
Far cry. And just the different shows, sharing the stage with so many people. I mean, Prince, Michael Jackson, some of the biggest names in the business. Rick James, do you know Rick?
I know Rick. That's right.
I mean, we all got our stories with these folks.
That's right. That's right. But I know earlier this year there was something that happened because you played a solo on one of Frankie's songs and Maze, and it's starting to take some sort of effect because of how it came about. And that was just this year in March 2019. Let's talk about that, man, because that brought a whole new light back to you.
Man, Before I Let Go.
Okay.
And that song has become what people joke and say is the black barbecue national anthem.
Before I Let Go. Okay.
Your barbecue, your cookout, or whatever isn't complete unless you play Before I Let Go.
Okay. All right. So
it's taking on a whole new life because of that. And
okay.
so young people are, adopting that. And whenever you see it, like on YouTube, there's videos of people doing electric slide to it, just groups of people.
Okay.
And they used to do that at the shows too.
Okay. So what happened earlier this year that brought that back around for us?
Beyonce's Netflix documentary.
Beyonce, the Beyonce.
The Beyonce.
Okay.
Did a documentary on her getting ready for Coachella.
Okay. All right.
I still haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna have to watch that.
Okay, and that's for 2019, right?
Right.
Okay.
So what she did a surprise. She ended it with a remake of Before I Let Go.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that included, what was that inclusive that had you so jazzed up about what's going on here?
It has some of my parts in there.
Okay, well, let's hear that. You got the guitar, let us hear.
I'm gonna let you hear the other thing. Oh, I messed up.
Uh-oh, keep going.
I know I was gonna do it.
All right, Ron. Hey, man. That's the lick that everybody's playing and looking for right now. No matter what, man, that was what you put on the guitar track and what you put on the record that ended up being where it's at right now. Beyonce has done. And you know something? The other night, just this past weekend, the BET Awards ended with the former New Edition Johnny Gill lead singer singing Before I Let Go. And when I heard the guitar part, I was looking, man, I was looking through the television tube, man, to try to see if Ron Smith was on that stage in that orchestra playing the guitar lick.
Right. Yeah, I wish I was. That would have been nice.
All right now.
That would have been nice.
Well, we got to see about helping you get to there now again. But,
yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. But Ron, I really appreciate your time and the opportunity for you to take your time to come and, share some of these stories with me. I know we go back as friends, but I want my viewers to just understand KAS 411, a home educational program, is all about sellers, buyers, investors, junior investors. You have any questions that I can answer for you, the number will be at the bottom of the screen. Please give me a call and contact. And what this show is all about is just to give you midweek inspiration, motivation, and education from KAS 411. Ron, thank you so very much. I appreciate that. And if you could give us a few more licks going out, that'll end our show. And then 2 weeks from now, we'll be back July the 10th for another podcast for you, KAS 411. Here we go. Get it, Ron. Peace, love, KAS 411 signing off.